45 team had quite the up and down day. Won a stage, went to the back, had all this damage we talked about, ended up thinking he was within 4 points of the cutoff line. Let's look at how that played out.
He comes around turn 6, he's following the 19, he pops out and doesn't recognize what's happening in front of him before it's too late.
Yeah, and honestly, the way that happened, and we watch it live speed right there, I don't know that spotters, drivers, anybody has enough time to react. You're coming through turn 6, you kind of off camber, you're a little bit out of control, you're trying to carry a lot of speed. He's trying to make this pass on the 19, and by the time he pops out, he's totally blind to the fact that the 3 is wrecking. So, too late, he's 4 wide, massive contact. He gets rolling again after this, so does the 11. Everybody's wondering are they going to have issues. I mean, this is the beginning of stage 2, so he's got a lot of time because at road courses when these things happen, they let all the cars get back rolling. There's no caution right here, and he has to milk a hurt right rear tire and a hurt right rear toe link.
Yeah, he just has to play the survival game, try to not lose a lap, and just stay into it until he has an opportunity to pit. You can see the guys jumping here in the right rear, and they're working on the rear suspension. Likely what they had fail was the right rear toe link. This is this small component right here which controls the steer of the rear tires. Without this link, it would be as if you had a front car with no steering wheel in it. So the right rear tire would just steer in and out all over the place. When this link gets bent, it messes the toe up, points the rear tires in the wrong direction, and causes big time handling problems.
I think what was lucky for them is it was bent. Now that doesn't make it an easy fix, but it is one of the few things you can do on pit road and you're not completely out of the race. So they're fortunate that it was just a toe link and not one of the upper or lower control arms. But he was out there struggling. Last place, maybe going to lose a lap, finally gets this yellow, gets it fixed. He's got a lot of recovering to do, but they're at least, I mean, this is a championship fight right here, right? These are the things that you talk about, you talk to your guys about before the race. No matter what happens, we have to get the points, we have to get back in the race, and this is what the peak mechanics in the world that we have working on these things live for, is being able to go out there, thrash, get their job done, and get the car back in the race.
Let's look at after they got their car fixed. You know, they fought through all that. They got their car running good again like they needed to have the speed after struggling through it. Now they had some opportunities to make some strategy decisions that gave them an advantage and put them on offense at the end. You can see that, you know, they're mired back here. They're spending this part of the race in the middle part, repairing their car, getting it running again. And then in the final stage, they've gained some track position. They're starting to move back up like they need. And then the opportunity presents itself with this caution that we get around lap 80. They've got a decision to make. They're moving forward, but maybe not quite as fast as they need to. They're kind of hitting a wall. So they make a decision to come down pit road right there. And actually, it's a pretty risky decision because they give up positions that are valuable points that they need. But they're relying on the fact that if they put themselves on offense, they've gotten their car competitive enough that they can drive back up to where they need to, and that's ultimately what they did.
So right here is the green flag cycle. This is about when the majority of the field started to pit because it's in the final window of getting enough fuel in the car to go to the race. So that's why they pit there. They've made up a lot of ground, but the problem is right there, Joey Logano is running somewhere up in here, and he's not really losing track position. So they're very, very nervous. Are we going to get him? They go back through this section of the race, really get back to even. So they're still a couple points out. That caution comes out and they decide, like you said, we got to do something to make this work. And they finally get a couple more spots at the very end, and it's just enough because I believe Joey lost 1 or 2 and they gained just a couple more, and that's that 4-point split we saw.